Hi, everybody. Today is the 13th of September. It's time for Exploring Scripture. We're up to episode 39 already. We're going to talk about the quiver today. Well, I hope you're doing well. As you can probably tell by the bags under my eyes, I'm very tired. As you know, yesterday was Patrick's wedding day. And so, oh, there's an alarm going off. Let me briefly close the door. I will be right back. I'm coming. Hang on. Let me plug back in here. Okay. Sorry about that. It's my other son, Aaron's alarm. Usually he's already up by now, but it's time for him to get up and get his daughter off to school. Anyway, I digress. Sorry for that interruption. So last night, Patrick and Katie got married. Very, very beautiful ceremony. Wendy Condi, her mother, put together a fabulous party. I mean, with all the trimmings, and the food was fantastic, and it was really a great time. And I don't know how she put that much work in, but it was really great. So I've been to many weddings myself, married myself twice, but anyway, that was by far the most inspiring wedding, if that's a good word, that I've seen. It was quite good. And so anyway, enough of that. What I wanted to talk about today was the quiver. And what is the quiver? Well, one reference in the Bible in Psalm 127 talks about children being arrows in the quiver. So let's take a look. Here it is. Psalm 127, it says, "Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the guards stand watch in vain. In vain you rise early and stay up late, toiling for food to eat, for he grants sleep to those he loves." And boy, I could use some sleep. And here's the important bit. "Children are a heritage from the Lord. The offspring are renewed from him. Like arrows in the hands of a warrior are children born in one's youth. Blessed is the man whose quiver is full of them. They will not be put to shame when they contend with their opponents in court." And so, yesterday, one of my sons was married off. The first of three sons. He's not the eldest, but he's the first to get married. And I was very proud of him. He did a great job right up until he saw his bride coming down the aisle, and the waterworks started, and that started a whole cascade. Dad was crying, son was crying. I looked around, and I don't remember seeing a dry eye in the house. It was great. So anyway, beautiful wedding, beautiful ceremony, beautiful reception, lots of dancing, lots of cake. It was fantastic. So. But the point of this is that yesterday I doubled the number of daughters I have. So I want to extend a special welcome to Katie to the family. I look forward to helping you and Pat in any way that I possibly can, through encouragement or admonishment or whatever you need. Just don't ask me to help you move. I'm only kidding. If you need some help, I'll figure out a way. So anyway, I think today's going to be a short day, honestly, because I'm tired. I had a relatively late night last night, early morning this morning. I think I need some more sleep. So we're only 5 minutes in, and I'm already ready to wrap. I hope you're not too terribly disappointed, but one thing I just wanted to readdress is that children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring are a reward for him, and I feel richly rewarded, and I can't wait to see how how Pat and Katie grow in their marriage and grow in love for one another. And one other thing I wanted to add was I used to make fun of my parents when they would mix up all of the children's names, and they would call me by my brothers and sisters' names by accident, and they would go right down the list of all of them until they got to the right one. I don't do that anymore because, well, I did it last night during the toast. I called Patrick Aaron, I think, and I think I got Jack's names right. And then I just called Katie, whoever you are. So I don't know if it's a sign of my old age or if it's like the arrows in the quiver that they all just start to look alike after a while. Each one of them is unique, of course, and they have their own personalities and their own dreams and their own desires. But I'm proud of all of them, and I'm a very proud papa and now papa-in-law today. And so it's a new day. It's a new chapter in Pat and Katie's life, but it's a new chapter in my life as well. And so I want to just be grateful to God for adding to our family. It's going to be really an amazing time to watch those kids. I used to hold Patrick in my hands like this when he was little, and now, if you've seen pictures of him, you can't do that with him anymore. He's a much bigger fella now. So anyway, that's all I had for today. I do have a couple of programming notes that I want to share with you before I close early. Sorry for the short episode, but gosh, my brain is tired. We're going to move the show by an hour and a half. We normally start at 7 Pacific. We're going to start at 8:30 starting tomorrow Pacific. And so for those of you that watch live, if you can slide your schedule, that would be great. If not, I will miss you. I just need a little bit more of a morning to get going, to prepare and get myself awake. But at 5 o'clock, sure rolled around early this morning to get going. And so we're going to move it to 8:30 and 8:30 to 9, half an hour. And also, we're going to start another show starting Monday, somewhere around the noon hour. We haven't figured out an exact time. I will let you know when we nail it down. And we haven't even figured out an exact title yet. We have some theories, but some working titles, but we're going to nail it down, and we're going to have it all ready to go, graphics and intro videos and the whole bit by Monday. That's going to be around noon. We don't know exactly when, but around noon Pacific. And that's GMT -7, which is another way of saying UTC -7, or 7 hours after midnight at Greenwich Mean Time, or, well, right, that's what time this show started. I'll have to do the math. 7 plus 5 is 12, so we'll be 12 hours-ish when we figure out the time. The reason why I say that is because we live in one of the very few states that don't observe daylight savings. So when the change comes next month, our time will not change with you. And so spring forward, fall back. So you're going to lose an hour of sleep. Is that right? No, you're going to gain an hour of sleep. And so my 8:30 will become, your time plus an hour. So hope that doesn't confuse everybody. We'll keep an eye out for that date when it changes over, and we'll make announcements. But so the second show I want to talk a little bit about. The second show is going to be considerably longer. We're going to start with targeting an hour. We're going to break it into segments. The first hour, we're going to target as many hours as the show requires. But the whole goal of the second show is to make the Bible accessible to the average person. There's plenty of people that have masters in divinity or masters in theology or even PhDs, and they're very, very smart people, but most, I would say, of us don't have that level of education and study. And so we're going to try to merge those. We're trying to bring those two groups of people together, those that are really, really educated, really, really smart, and those that maybe aren't quite as familiar with the Bible. We're going to start with the basics, and we're going to build from there. So we have a plan, we have a roadmap, which we will share with you in due time. So be listening for that, and we'll give you some more details. Also, we've got a radio show that you can listen live on radio. We'll give more details about that. Not terrestrial radio, internet radio. We'll give you more details on that as the details emerge. So with that, I'm going to bring in for a landing. We're way early. Guess way early than way late, right? Anyway, love to all my new family and to all you. Just don't forget to pray today. Spend some time in prayer, and don't forget the relief efforts in Florida and Texas. I'll put the page back up over here. Hope Worldwide. Hope.org. And you can help the disaster by texting respond to 80077. So send them some money if you can. I'm not getting any sort of kickback from promoting them, so it's just a charity that I respect and has been around for a long time. And so send them some help. Okay. All right. With that, I'm going to close, and I will bid you a great day. And we'll see you again tomorrow, only an hour and a half later than you're used to. So stay tuned, but just a little bit later. Back in the old days, it used to say, when Batman would come on, or he would actually go off, he would say, tune in tomorrow at the same bat time, same bat channel. You remember that? Some of us do, some of us don't. The young ones around us probably would have no idea what I'm talking about, but Mike, I'm sure you remember. And so I will say good day, same bat channel, but different bat time tomorrow. All right. Love you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.